Hey guys, hope you are all having an amazing weekend. Today I wanted to make a video covering a pretty big departure from one of the most important and distinguished Citadel employees. Over the past couple of months, there have been many reports saying employees at Citadel have been leaving in droves, leaving the company without the long-term experienced staff that is much needed. Though these news came out around 3 to 4 days ago, I did not cover it during the week and hence here we are. Before we start, let me quickly state that I am not a financial advisor, and that all content discussed in this channel is simply information gathered that I deem important for people to know, so that they can make informed decisions. All efforts are aimed to better understand the nature of the current market in anticipation of the greatest squeeze in financial history. Let's get started. Before we even begin, let me show you something I posted on Twitter. It goes to show the entire mentality by which the rich and 1% look at the game, and how dispassionate they are for society as a whole. Enjoy.
Wealth, this is according to Oxfam, of the world's 85 richest people is equal to the 3.5 billion poorest people.
It's fantastic. And this is a great thing because it inspires everybody, gets the motivation to look up to the 1% and say, I want to become one of those people. I'm going to fight hard to get up to the top. This is fantastic news, and of course I applaud it. What can be wrong with this?
Really?
Yes, really.
So somebody living on
I celebrate capitalism.
$1 a day in Africa is getting up in the morning and saying, I'm going to be Bill Gates.
That's the motivation everybody needs.
Only thing between me and that guy is motivation. I just need to pull up my socks. I don't have socks.
Look, don't tell me that you want to redistribute wealth again. That's never going to happen. Okay?
You know what? You take a simple stat like this, which is neither good nor bad. It's just a fact.
It's a celebratory stat. I'm very excited about it. I'm wonderful to see it happen. I tell kids every day, what's wrong with this?
Up at a cocktail party.
No, Amanda, what's wrong with this statement?
One possible response to it.
If you work hard, you might be stinking rich one day.
We're talking about people in extreme abject poverty. That's how you get 3.5 billion.
No, we're not. You were just talking about really rich people.
No. Okay. I'm going to tell you later what you should say to this. Coming up after the break, a look at China's...
That's Kevin O'Leary for you, ladies and gentlemen. The man loves poverty because it motivates people to move out of it. There's this weird mindset with the wealthy where they love to tout some weird rags to riches storylines to prop themselves up as exemplary individuals, when in reality, it's nothing more than some contorted narcissism deriving from some steep sense of insecurity because they know that the majority of rich people come from families that were well off. Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, the Walton family, whatever name you can come up from a millionaire, the chances that they came from a financially successful household. Yeah. There are exceptions, but that's exactly what they are, exceptions to the rule. I brought this up quickly because I wanted to point out how out of touch the individuals we are investing against are. Trust me, this type of mentality is the standard among Wall Street. There is no place on earth where you will find more lack of empathy and self-indulged narcissism than on Wall Street and certain other places. Now, let's talk about the main topic. This past Tuesday, Citadel announced that James Ye, the president and co-chief investment officer, will be retiring after a distinguished 25-year career at the firm. Pablo Salami, the head of global credit at the company, will be supplanting his role as the new firm's co-chief investment officer effectively on January 1 of 2022. In a statement, Ken Griffin said, and I quote, "I am profoundly grateful to James for the enormous contributions he has made to Citadel over more than 25 years. James has been responsible for much of Citadel's success. His commitment to recruiting and mentoring so many members of our extraordinary team is undoubtedly his greatest legacy. James's passion for markets, research, learning and tackling the most complex problems, coupled with his unwavering commitment to his colleagues, will have a lasting impact. I guess the man must have been a favorite for Kenny, since the man is notorious for firing much of the staff that doesn't meet the high levels of perfection he demands. Funny enough, James Ye has already retired once before in 2013 and was brought back in 2017. His new replacement, Pablo Salami, has been with Citadel since 2019. He has about a decade of experience under his belt working for Goldman Sachs' trading division. Now, like I said, the timing of this exit is extremely sketch. One of the reasons for this is that the notice was shared the very day after the deadline for investors to withdraw their money from Citadel. I have no doubt that this departure from a senior official was calculated, and they held off on making any announcement to prevent investors from being able to take their money out. Other important part is that James Ye is at the age where he would be earning the most in his life. His sudden departure certainly raises eyebrows since now is when you would typically enjoy getting paid the most, when you get rewarded the most after a long career. Why is this man suddenly departing when he is about to collect the most out of his hard work? To make things a bit more weird, like I said, Pablo had plenty of experience working for none other than Goldman Sachs, one of the world's most powerful and criminal banks, and one of the main subjects I think got caught making bad bets against GameStop and now can't do anything about it but manipulate and lie. I remember on Super Stonk there being a couple of posts analyzing the current situation at the time and speculations that the most logical thing to happen was to supplant much of the staff at Citadel with heads from Goldman Sachs and other banks. Being that Pablo was vice chairman at Goldman Sachs, this definitely is starting to ring bells left and right. Last thing I want to go over is in regards to the question why? There is a lot of people that constantly ask me why individuals, with PhDs in physics like James Ye has, always end up working for Wall Street? Why is much of the talent of the world always finding itself working for companies that actively work against the betterment of society? Goldman Sachs themselves were caught holding a big meeting where they were discussing the benefits of actually finding a cure for cancer, placing emphasis that such discovery could be very bad for profits and revenue and that it would be better to simply invest in companies looking for treatment rather than cures. It really gets to people and disturbs them to know that the brightest continually elect to work for the worst, but a closer inspection to this issue arises other problems in society. You see, there have been plenty of documentaries and interviews done to people who work at Wall Street, and many say that they are university graduates who looked for good jobs in the fields they studied, and found that there were no good jobs available for them, or that if there were jobs, they paid very little. With huge student debts, it comes to no surprise that anyone will opt out to work for Wall Street, where they can enjoy a lavish lifestyle of respect, good income and a big career opportunity. People will go where the money is, and sadly in the United States, there is a lack of emphasis on trying to promote good jobs in science-based sectors. You will be shocked how many people with doctorate degrees in physics work in quantitative finance or financial tech firms. It's a huge waste of potential and talent that could help bend this country back to its glory days, but people will go where the money is, not where society needs you the best. It also doesn't help that the United States has a huge problem with wanting to spend funding in the type of projects and activities a person with a PhD in physics would like to do. The United States would rather enrich the pockets of big weapon manufacturers rather than fund ventures of people actively looking to fix some of society's biggest problems. That's actually another huge problem we have as a society. When it comes to discussions of funding research, politicians and officials make every possible excuse to deter such projects. Even if something has the chance to benefit 90% of society, officials will say, but what about that 10%? Yeah, since it cannot benefit absolutely everyone, they will simply end talks right then and there. People with degrees in science fields are often at odds due to these types of societal pushbacks, where they have to choose between unemployment or a low-income job, or choose a job at finance where there is life-changing money and opportunity for growth. The choice then stops becoming a choice because it is obvious that there is only one good path for the individual, and that is why the brightest are often forced into going to work for the worst institutions in the world. I hope to have opened some eyes and given some perspective. I think James Ye, in addition to the mass layoffs and other key members of Citadel leaving this year, does speak about the serious problems Citadel is facing right now. With much of its competition now publicly saying they are not willing to hire from Citadel's employees, it appears that the problem is much more serious than previously anticipated. I cannot wait to see where Citadel will be down in a couple of months from now, but until, I'm just going to keep on buying the stock and eating that sweet AMC popcorn. And that is all I have for you guys today. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Thank you all for making it to the end of the video, you guys are all amazing. If you want to support this channel, I have a Patreon link in the description as well as some one-time donation links for Cash App and PayPal. Thank you again for being a part of this channel. I will continue striving for better content. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend and to the moon.